doors I kept locked tight, let you into the corners of my life. I showed the cracks, the hidden fears, the silent nights, the unspoken tears. I gave you pieces no one else could see, every tender, trembling part of me, hoping you'd hold them, protect them, stay. But fragile hearts can't always find their way. You promised kindness, you promised care, but love requires more than just being there. I gave my fragile side, my delicate trust, and found it scattered among the dust. I stayed patient, I stayed true, but fragility isn't built for two. I hoped you'd notice the love I bared, but some hearts never seem prepared. I thought my vulnerability would shine, but it became a boundary line. I gave you my fragile side, every heartbeat, every sigh. You walked away too easily, left me wondering why. I held my soul out open, and you didn't see the plea. I gave you my fragile side, and it broke quietly. I replay the moments I let you in, the softness I kept under my skin. I see now love can be too much to hold for those who never dare to be bold. I'll rebuild, I'll guard, I'll grow, learn to give only where it's meant to flow. But a part of me will always know the love I shared, though it had to go. Fragile hearts don't fade, they mend, even after love's pretend. I'll honor what I gave to you, and find the strength to start anew. I gave you my fragile side, every heartbeat, every sigh. You walked away too easily, left me wondering why. I held my soul out open, and you didn't see the plea. I gave you my fragile side, and it broke quietly. I'll carry it forward, but I'll protect it now. Held my ground through stormy skies, never let a single tear show. I built a wall of quiet strength so no one could see me go. I thought love was patient and kind, a light that never fades. But I learned too late it slips away even from hearts that stay. I carried every word you said like treasures in my chest. I fought for us through sleepless nights, ignored the growing restlessness. I never begged, I never cried, I just loved quietly, until one day you weren't there, and it wasn't meant to be. I was strong until love left my side. I was strong until love left, felt the cracks in my pride. I thought we'd last forever, but forever passed me by. I gave all I had to give, kept my heart intact. I was strong until love left, and there's no turning back. I replayed moments in my mind where I could have held you close, but love's a river that sometimes dries, no matter who it shows. I kept pretending I was fine, smiling through the pain, but strength can only carry you so far in someone else's rain. It's not a weakness to fall apart. It's proof we tried, we gave, even when love walks away. Our hearts are not to blame. I was strong until love left. Now I'm learning to be me. I held so much, I loved so deep, and finally set it free. I was strong until love left, and now I breathe again. I was strong until leave left, but I survived the love left, but I remain stronger than the pain. We started out like open roads, no fear of where we'd go. You held my hand like certainty, like you already knew. But somewhere in the in-between, the laughter lost its sound. You looked at me like I was home, then slowly looked around. You said love wasn't broken, Just tired, just afraid. You needed space to breathe again. I needed you to stay. I tried to be understanding, tried not to hold too tight, but love kept slipping through our hands. Every lonely night I kept believing time would teach our hearts to feel the same. Love didn't know how to stay, didn't know how to fight. It showed up every morning, but left me every night. I gave it all my patience, you gave it doubts instead. Love didn't know how to stay, and left me there again. I watched you slowly drift away while standing right beside me. You stopped saying we out loud, like it scared you quietly. I kept hoping for a moment where you'd choose us at last, but love kept looking for an exit instead of a path. Some love feels real but runs away when it's asked to grow. I learned not every heart that comes is meant to stay. I know love didn't know how to stay, but I stayed far too long. I kept believing someday we'd learn where we went wrong. Now I'm letting go with grace, even though it hurts this way. Love didn't know how to stay, but I'll be okay. I loved you honestly, that part stays. I saw the cracks in your eyes, but I told myself it was fine. I ignored the small retreats and the times you crossed the line. I stayed too long in your shadow, believed the best in you. I missed the moments love was leaving while pretending it was true. I gave my all, I gave my trust, thought love could heal it all. But sometimes hearts drift quietly before the final call. I smiled when I should have spoken, I waited when I should have run. I missed the signs, ignored the doubts, thinking love had just begun. Now I see the hints I missed, all the times I should have kissed goodbye. My heart missed the warning signs, ignored the cracks along the way. I thought your love would hold, but it quietly slipped away. I gave you everything I had, but it wasn't enough this time. My heart missed the warning signs, but now I'm learning to read the lines. I should have trusted intuition instead of chasing dreams. I held on to every promise that you didn't intend to keep. I ignored the quiet signals and let my heart bleed deep. Love doesn't always shout, sometimes it fades in whispers. We learn too late to save what already slipped from fingers. My heart missed the warning signs, but I won't ignore again. I'll guard my love with wiser eyes and heal from where it's been. I'll listen to the quiet voice that tells me what is right. My heart missed the warning signs, but now I hold the see the signs, and I will rise. I put my heart into your hands, hoping you would understand. Every word, every gentle touch felt like a risk. I gave too much, but I felt the distance in your eyes. The love you gave wasn't realized. I held on tight, but it wasn't mine. Your heart wasn't ready to align. I stayed awake through endless nights, fought for a love that lost its fight. Every hope I carried, every dream was like a shadow on a silver stream. I tried to reach, I tried to stay, but your heart drifted away. I loved fully, I loved true, but my love didn't feel chosen by you. I thought devotion would make you see, but sometimes love isn't meant to be. My love didn't feel chosen, even when I gave it all. I stayed too long, I gave too much, but you never heard my call. I held the fire, I held the light, even when it wasn't right. My love didn't feel chosen, and now I'll find my own fire. I'll honor the heart that gave so free, even though it wasn't meant to be. I'll heal the cracks, I'll mend the pain, and learn to love without the chain. I'll keep my soul, I'll guard my heart, and make a brand new start. Though your love wasn't made for me, I'll grow stronger, I'll finally see. Some love comes quietly, some hearts drift silently. I'll carry what I gave in pride, even if you never tried. You never heard my call. I held the fire, I held the light, even when it wasn't right. Love didn't feel chosen, and now I rise into the night. Slowly, I'll love again, stronger, wiser, whole. I didn't scream, I didn't cry. I held my thoughts where they could lie. Every word I left unspoken was a love I couldn't revoke. Then I lingered in the empty space where your laughter used to trace. Every glance, every fleeting touch, I stored it quietly, loved it too much. I watched you go without a fight, kept my sorrow out of sight. My silence held the weight of us. All the moments turned to dust. I wrote your name in midnight skies, in the corners of my eyes, hoping somehow you might see the love that lived so quietly. I thought my silence would protect, but it kept my heart unchecked. My silence was full of you. Every heartbeat, every sigh, every pause, every breath that I drew was a prayer I couldn't hide. I loved in quiet, I loved in shadows, I loved when no one knew. My silence was full of you, and I'm still holding true. I replay the nights alone, every whisper, every tone. I held your memory carefully, even when you didn't see me. I let the world move on outside, but my heart keeps you inside. Silent love, unspoken truth, the echo of my youth. Some hearts speak in quiet ways, through the night, through the haze. quietly I love, even in the stillness. You walked into my life like a gentle breeze, promised warmth and left me on my knees. I held your hand, believed every word, but sometimes love is softer than it's heard. I felt your heartbeat next to mine, but moments like that never last in time. You smiled, then drifted with the tide, and I stayed where love and sorrow collide. I tried to hold the pieces of you, the laughter, the light, the truth I knew. But love that isn't meant to stay fades quietly and slips away. Hoping that missing you wouldn't hurt this much. I gave my heart, I gave my all, but some love only rises to fall. I thought we could belong, but you were never meant to. You only wanted to pass through. I held on to the moments, but they weren't meant for two. I cried in the quiet when you drifted. I replay the fleeting nights we shared, every soft word, every time you cared. I know now love can be so brief, a fragile joy, a quiet grief. I'll learn to let go of what can't remain, even if your shadow haunts my pain. I'll keep the lessons, the beauty, the scar, and treasure the love that came this far. Some hearts touch briefly like the tide, they leave an echo you can't hide. I'll hold the warmth and let the rest be, even when it's hard to set you free. You didn't mean to stay. You only wanted to pass through. or slam a closing door. You just stop reaching for my hand like you didn't need it anymore. The room still holds your absence, like it knows your name. Every breath feels heavier, now nothing's the same. I waited for an explanation, for something to hold on to, but you left me with unanswered nights and things I never knew. I replayed every conversation, searching for a sign, but silence doesn't tell the truth, it just wastes time. You said nothing was wrong, but you were already gone. You left me with the silence where your love used to be. You took all of the answers and left the weight on me. No goodbye, no closure, just echoes in my head. You left me with the silence and everything unsaid. I learned how loud the quiet gets when you're alone inside. Every memory speaks your name, then waits for my reply. I wasn't asking for forever, just honesty, but you chose the quiet exit instead of choosing me. Some goodbyes don't come with tears or final words to keep. They come as nights that never end and questions you can't sleep. You left me with the silence, but I won't live there now. I'm learning how to fill the space you left without a sound. I deserved a voice, a reason, not a ghost instead. You left me with the silence, now I'm choosing myself. The quiet doesn't scare me now, I survived it. You walked away calmly, no words, no fight. Left me standing in the fading land. I held my heart in trembling hands, watching love slip like grains of sand. Every moment we shared, every glance felt like a dream, a fleeting chance. I whispered softly, hoping you'd see the love I carried so endlessly. I stayed in the silence, stayed in the pain, wondering if love stay. I thought if I waited, you might turn, but some hearts never yearn. You walked away calmly, left me with the ache quietly. I gave my love, I gave my soul, even when it lost control. I stayed in hope, I stayed in fear, even when nothing was near. You walked away calmly, and now I rise, my heart steady. I'll turn the pain into a song, carry my heart where it belongs. Though you are gone, I'll find my way and see the sun of a brighter day. Every tear and every plea will guide me where I need to be. Even if your shadow never returns, I'll rise again, my spirit burns. Some hearts leave, some hearts stay, some love drifts along the way. I'll honor all I gave to you and step into a life that's true. You walked away calmly, left me with the ache quietly. I gave my love, I gave my soul, even when it lost control. I stayed in hope, I stayed in fear, even when nothing was near. You walked away calmly, and now I rise, my heart steady. Softly I breathe, quietly I live. You didn't shout, you didn't rage, you closed the door on a small stage. No anger, no tears, no fight, just a whisper in the night. I held on to your fading hand, trying to understand how love could leave without a sound, how hearts could drift without a bound. I watched you vanish from my sight, a gentle shadow in fading light. You walked away with soft goodbye, no storms, no thunder in the sky. I kept my voice inside my chest, kept my sorrow, kept my rest, hoping somehow time would show why love can leave but still let go. I wanted to scream, I wanted to call, but your calmness silenced all. You walked away gently like the breeze through autumn leaves. No fight, no rage, just quiet space, a heart that slowly grieves. replay the touch of your hand, the softness I could understand. I'll remember without the ache, the love that left, the heart that breaks. Even in the quiet of goodbye, I feel your presence passing by. You didn't hurt me with a scream, but left me longing in a dream. Sometimes love doesn't stay to fight, it leaves with the calm of night. I'll honor what you gave to me, even though you chose to leave. You walked away gently like the breeze through autumn leaves. No fight, no rage, just quiet space, a heart that slowly grieves. I loved you in the moments, I held you in the rain. You walked away gently, and I'll never be the same. Softly you left, and softly